Girl, come on, get your life together. Hey guys, I wanted to make this video for a while now. It's all about my favorite brushes. I'm gonna kind of simplify this and just share with you guys some of my favorite brushes. Pretty self-explanatory. I know brushes can be very overwhelming. There's a lot of different options and a lot of different brands. I'm gonna show you what I like and what works for me. So let's kind of start with like the basics. There are two types of different brushes. There's natural brushes, natural hairs, and then there's synthetic, which uses like synthetic fiber or synthetic nylon. The natural brushes, what they do is, I like to think of it as it gives you a more natural finish. Makes it easier for me to remember this. Natural brushes contain a cuticle, which helps pick up the product, absorb some of the product, and then disperse the product evenly and smoothly. And it also makes for a really easy, seamless blend. So that's what like a natural bristle does. It really softens and blurs and like blends it into the skin. With natural bristles, they can last you years if you take care of them properly. So just washing them, I can't say this word, regularly. If you just wash them, you're supposed to do it weekly, but it's hard. I can't sit here and lie to you guys because I don't wash my personal brushes weekly. But we're supposed to be washing them weekly because they can harbor bacteria, and then you're putting that back on your face, and then usually you can break out and all of that stuff that nobody wants. The synthetic brushes, they don't have a cuticle to them, so they literally pick up product and then put it back on, and they don't absorb or hold on to product at all. So with natural bristles, it kind of holds a little bit of the product and then disperses the rest onto the face, whereas synthetic will pick up and put on. So if you want like a full coverage foundation, you would want to use a synthetic flat foundation brush, let's say, or synthetic brush. Natural bristles usually work best with powders, and then synthetic works best with liquids and creams, anything liquidy, you know? So those are like the two different brush options. It gets so hot in my room, so I turned on my fan. I know it makes a humming noise, but I mean, what am I gonna do about it? I'm gonna start with face brushes. These guys you should recognize because I use them in all of my videos. They are Sephora brand. These I believe were called IT brushes, if I can remember. They had the pink handle. So they don't sell the pink handle anymore, but Sephora still has like the same quality and just with the black handle. These are like 6, 7 years old, maybe even older than that. This just goes to show you that if you take care of your brushes, they should last you a long time. Like, I really like Sephora brand brushes. They have outlasted a lot of my other brushes. So this one is the flat foundation brush. Like I was saying, it's a synthetic. So this is going to help pick up the product and put it on when you want a fuller coverage foundation. This one is my favorite at L time. This is the Sephora contour brush. Now, if you look at this brush brand new, it looks nothing like this. I completely wore it down. The hairs will break off and then it's gonna lose its shape and you're gonna wear it down because I was like scrubbing so hard. I mistreated this brush a lot. It actually used to look like this. This is the Sigma brush, and I just completely wore it down. This brush I don't like. This is a synthetic and it does not blend the contour well. I just have to say that. That one is not good. So I like this brush because when I do my contour, you just do little circles and you blend, and what it does is it places the contour in the hollow of your cheek. Like, just the shape of it makes finding the contour a lot easier. And then when you do little circles, it just blends it out perfectly. I love this brush. It's like, just I always grab this one when I'm contouring, and when I don't grab it, I always regret it. I do think it's time that I get a new one, but it's just, I've had it for so long that I don't want to let it go, you know? If you're looking for a contour brush, definitely this one. It makes the job so much easier. And this one's pretty self-explanatory. It's the angled blush brush. I use this, I think, every time I do blush, I always use this one. It's a good brush. It's just a great brush. Angled blush brush. And then this one right here, it's a little dirty because I just used it and I tried to clean it really quick to impress you guys, but what the heck was that? This is the Sephora Natural Foundation Brush. So this will give you a medium to full coverage with a powder, either a pressed powder or a loose powder. Well, back in the day, I used to wear a loose powder and I would use this brush to really buff it into the skin, and it gave such a pretty coverage. Now I use it to set my under eyes with the pressed powder or even my loose powder. Again, it really just gives a nice coverage and it blends it into the skin beautifully. I love this brush with powders. It's obviously my favorite because I'm talking about it. If you're looking to invest in brushes that are going to last you a long time, I would highly suggest Sephora brand. And the price point is, it kind of sucks, but I mean, it's been like seven years of these bad boys and they're still going. So there's that. This one is actually fairly new to me. I got it back in like November, I would say. And that's compared to like how long I've had these Sephora brand brushes, that's new to me. It's a Sigma Spotlight Duster brush. I like this when I want a really nice soft highlight. It just gives you a really pretty soft wash of color. The shape of it makes it easy to find your cheekbone and just lightly dust. I like it. You're not gonna get a bunch of highlight, kind of like today I have a lot of highlight going on. It would be more natural. I don't know, we'll see how long this lasts, like if it's good quality. I only have like a couple Sigma brushes and they're all really nice. I've never had problems with them. If they can outlast my Sephora brand, then they're good brushes to me. This is another brush I like to use for my highlight. Like today when I want a more intense highlight, I use the MAC 159 brush. I like it. You just kind of lightly dust it on. The synthetic bristles, they really kind of like pick up the product and put it on, and then the natural bristles really kind of blend and soften it, disperse it, so it doesn't look like a random. It's great, and it's small, so it makes it a little bit easier to get in there. So this is what I grab when I want a more intense highlight, and this is what I grab when I just kind of want like a natural glow. I'm now gonna move on to eyeshadow brushes. So let me just say, if you are a normal, everyday working woman, realistically, you only need 2 brushes. One to place the eyeshadow and one to blend the eyeshadow. And sometimes you can even get that with 1 brush. When I first started doing makeup and wearing makeup myself, I just used a flat eyeshadow brush to place the color on the lid, and then a fluffier eyeshadow brush to blend and soften the crease colors. This is actually the first blending brush I ever bought. I still have it, Sephora brand. Just saying, I'm just saying. So this guy, I don't even know how old this is. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. So this is the Urban Decay. It's called the Moon Dust eyeshadow brush. It works really well with their Moon Dust eyeshadows, but I like it just like as my everyday eyeshadow brush. It's small enough to where just get the color onto the lid. It's not too big to where it puts it everywhere that I don't want it to be. Vegan, cruelty free as well. And then this is a fluffier blending brush. So what you could do is place the shadow with this guy, maybe even carve the crease a little bit with this guy, then follow it with the blending brush and you go back and forth, and the blending brush will blend out the eyeshadow, smoke it out a bit because it's natural bristles. It's going to disperse it evenly and like flawlessly, and it makes your job a lot easier. When I'm really lazy, I could just get away with grabbing my blending brush and like doing a light wash of color on my lid and then going back and forth in my crease with another shade, and you're good to go, you know? This next brush is like one of my must-haves, and I always keep it in my kit, and I need to buy more of them because I just need more. It's the MAC 221 brush. It's very, very small. This is great if you have a hooded lid or you're working with a mature eye. Because it's so small, it really like finds the crease and it keeps the color there. So if you have a hooded eye, or if you've done makeup on a hooded eye or a mature eye, you know when you go to blend that crease color, how it just spreads it everywhere and you're like, I just lost my lid, it's just now one color. This one's nice because it will just keep the color right where you want it. It's not really gonna like blend it out. It's just gonna keep it right there. It's also great for underneath the lower lash line as well when you want just something down here, or even like sides of in, what is this called? I never know what to call this area. Hollow of my eyeball. And then these next two, they're pretty much the same thing, but I do use them often. But they're like a flat paddle almost. You can tell this one's thinner and this one's a little bit thicker. This one is by Ray Morris. Ray Morris makes some amazing brushes. The quality is amazing. It's called the Ray Morris Medium Oval Shadow Brush. I like this one because you can use it as an all over shadow color, but also in a few of my tutorials I've used it to blend because it has this flat like paddle shape to it. It makes blending the crease and like winging out your shadows pretty damn easy. It really does all the work for you. If you have a rounder brush and you're trying to blend out a crease, obviously it comes out a lot thicker. This one, because it's the paddle, it makes it a lot easier. But you guys know, like, I extend my eyeshadows out a lot, and this brush and this brush really do it for me. This one is the Stella large shadow brush. I like it, again, same thing, large paddle. I like to use it to blend my crease color out, extending, coming underneath. I like this brush a lot. The quality is so good. Really does all the work for you. You just kind of sit back, relax, and let the brush transform you. You know? Did I sell you on it? I don't know. I do like the longer handle on the Stella brush a lot. It's easy to find for one, which is nice. I'm like, there it is. Grab it. You don't have to go searching for it like you have to do with the Ray Morris. You almost have more control with the brush when you hold it farther back. I know that sounds weird because a lot of people hold their brushes like this. But if you hold it farther back, it will blend more smooth and flawless. So there you go. Those are my favorite brushes. I kept it simple. I had a bunch of brushes at first and I was like, dude, like, these all essentially do the same thing. They were just different brands, and I don't know. So invest in good brushes if you are a freelance artist, or just invest in brushes that you work really well with and that you're comfortable with, because then you're gonna produce your best work. I mean, if you're gonna leave this video with one thing, know this: Sephora brand brushes are the real MVPs. I think that's pretty much it. That was easy. Okay, cool. I hope you have a really good day today. Make good choices, and I will see you guys later. Bye. Also, in the description box below, I will leave what's on my face. I'll let you know. I like this lip. It's good.